Toscanini was born in Parma, Italy in 1867. Rossini, Berlioz were still alive. Dvorak, Tchaikovsky, Saint-Saëns, Wagner, and Verdi were all writing music.
In 1924, Mussolini decreed that all Italian theaters were to prominently display photographs of himself and the king. Toscanini, as director of La Scala, refused to comply. Mussolini also decreed that the fascist anthem was to be performed before each performance when a high government official would be in attendance. In 1931, at age 64, Toscanini was about to enter the theater in Bologna to conduct a concert when he was attacked, beaten in the face, and injured by a group of fascists for refusing to conduct the fascist anthem that evening. 2 days later, Mussolini ordered the confiscation of the conductor's passport. Toscanini wrote about the beating. The lesson which they wanted to teach me was to no avail, because I would repeat tomorrow what I did yesterday. The conduct of my life has been, is, and always will be the echo and the reflection of my conscience, reinforced by a proud and scornful character, yes, but as clear as crystal and just as cutting, always and everywhere ready to shout the truth loudly. Soon after the beating, the pianist Osip Gavrilovich visited the conductor, who said, "Truth we must have at any price, and freedom of speech, even if that price should be death. I have said to our fascists time and again, you can kill me if you wish, but as long as I am living, I shall say what I think." Toscanini returned to Bayreuth in 1931. There was no festival in 1932. He agreed to conduct at the 1933 festival. However, at the end of January 1933, the devil incarnate became chancellor and immediately began destroying democracy in Germany. Toscanini was greatly alarmed, and on April 1st sent a telegram to Hitler protesting the boycott of Jewish musicians and the dictator's racist policy. This was published on the front page of the New York Times. On April 3rd, Hitler wrote to Toscanini, inviting him to Bayreuth that summer and expressing how much he was looking forward to personally greeting him. Toscanini responded, indicating that this was not likely to happen, and a month later informed the Wagner family that he would not be returning to Bayreuth. Several years later, he referred to giving up Bayreuth as the deepest sorrow of his life. He never set foot in Germany again. At that time, Toscanini was the most famous musician in the world, and his refusal to return to Bayreuth attracted international attention. He knew that by performing in non-Nazi Austria, he could make a stronger protest against Hitler, and therefore accepted a long-standing invitation to conduct the Vienna Philharmonic, with which he worked also at the Salzburg Festival until 1937. He withdrew his support and canceled his appearances with the Vienna Philharmonic in early 1938, just before Hitler invaded Austria. After World War II, Toscanini agreed to return to the Vienna Philharmonic on the condition that the musicians who were still Nazis be removed from the orchestra. Toscanini's demand was not met, and he never conducted the Vienna Philharmonic again. In 1938, he helped launch the Lucerne Festival in Switzerland, conducting an orchestra largely composed of Jewish refugees, to which he returned in 1939 and 1946. My mentor, the Buddhist philosopher Daisaku Ikeda, wrote, "Toscanini was not able to separate art from daily life. For him, pretending not to see injustice was not only stifling to his humanity, but fatal to his art. When one's spirit is twisted, one's backbone is twisted as well. It was Toscanini's solid conviction that his daily actions must reflect his conscience. While in Palestine, Italy announced its anti-Semitic policy, adopting German racial laws that deprived Jews of their citizenship. Toscanini referred to the policy as, quote, medieval stuff. He often spoke out against Mussolini, calling him a tyrant and a criminal. As a result, the maestro's house in Milan was placed under 24-hour surveillance. His telephone was tapped, and his incoming and outgoing mail was opened and read. His passport was again confiscated, and when it was returned due to pressure from Washington, he left Italy and did not go back until after World War II. Toscanini remained in exile in the United States, conducting huge benefit concerts in Carnegie Hall and Madison Square Garden, raising money for the war effort and several charities. He insisted on conducting the music of Italian Jews, including the composers Mario Castelnuovo Tedesco, Alberto Franchetti, and Vittorio Rietti. The Toscanini family also assisted a large number of Jewish refugees from Europe in securing American entry visas, jobs, and homes. After the war, Toscanini donated 1 million lire toward the reconstruction of La Scala and was invited to conduct the reopening of the theater in 1946. He insisted that the Jewish musicians who had lost their jobs in 1938 be reinstated, and at the victory concert, the theater was filled to twice its normal capacity. Outside, 20,000 people listened to its transmission through loudspeakers, and it was broadcast live throughout Italy and via shortwave throughout the world. The ovation at its conclusion lasted 37 minutes. Daisaku Ikeda wrote, "His heroic achievements served as an example to others, teaching people that hope is the light of the heart, hard work the royal path of the spirit, and hardship the beautiful melody of the soul."